In my 20s, I thought that discipline was all about waking up at 5 a.m. or running 10 miles or eating salads every day or grinding until midnight. In my 30s, I thought that discipline was all about finding the perfect balance and juggling everything: career, family, finances, and relationships. But by the time I hit my 40s, I realized something: that version of discipline is not only unrealistic, but it's also exhausting and unhealthy. And yet, here's the thing: discipline in your 40s is more important than ever. Why? Because this is the decade when your habit, your health, and your daily choices start to compound. The good ones and the bad ones. So today, I want to share 8 realistic habits to build discipline in your life in your 40s. I'm not talking about the Instagram version or the hustle culture version. These are habits that I've lived through, stumbled through, and rebuilt, and they actually work. So let's get right into it. Step 1, redefine discipline. It's not being rigid or beating yourself up when you miss a day. Discipline is simply remembering what you want more over what you want right now. When I reframed discipline as self-respect, everything changed. Researchers call this delayed gratification. Studies like the Stanford University Marshmallow Experiment, our ability to wait or to resist rewards for something better leads to long-term success. In your 40s, discipline isn't about perfection, it's about alignment with your goals. Step 2, micro-commitment beats mega goals. Now, I know this is going to sound familiar to most of you, but in my 20s, I'd make big resolutions. I'm going to lose so much weight. I'm going to save X number of dollars. I'm going to work out every single day. But by February, I'd already given up. Now, in my 40s, I've learned the power of micro-commitments. So instead of work out every single day, my commitment to myself now looks like I'm going to work out for 10 minutes every day. Instead of eat clean forever, it's add 1 vegetable to lunch. Science calls this habit stacking, popularized by one of my very favorite authors, James Clear, in Atomic Habits, because you see tiny changes compound over time. And when you start small, you stay consistent. Step 3, use environment, not willpower. True story, I used to keep chips in the pantry for the kids. But guess who ate them at midnight? Me. Here's the reality: discipline isn't about superhuman willpower. In fact, studies show that willpower is a finite resource. So what works better? Designing your environment. Now I keep the healthy snacks in plain sight, such as almonds, fruits, and protein bars, and I try to tuck the treats out of reach. Same goes for my phone. If I want to stop scrolling at night, I try to charge it in another room. When your environment supports your goals, discipline is easy. It feels natural. Step 4, anchor your day with rituals. When I had my youngest child in my 40s, mornings became chaotic: diaper changes, school runs, work deadlines. I realized that if I don't carve out an anchor for myself, my whole day feels scattered. So I started a morning routine. Not a 2-hour routine, just 30 minutes where I wake up before everybody else so I can spend some time journaling, scripting, reading, listening to a podcast, and sipping my tea in quiet before the noise. Science shows rituals reduce decision fatigue and increase consistency. Anchors don't need to be long, but they signal to your brain, this is who I am, this is how I start my day. Step 5, practice future self-thinking. This one changed everything for me. Whenever I'm tempted to skip a workout or put off a project, I try to ask myself, what would my 50-year-old self thank me for? Neuroscientists call this episodic future thinking, the ability to imagine yourself in the future, which makes long-term goals feel more immediate. It's a mindset shift. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, it becomes I'm doing a favor for future me. Step 6, accountability with compassion. I used to think that accountability meant shame. So if you skipped a workout, your trainer yelled at you. But in my 40s, I've realized that the best accountability is compassion. I have a friend I check in with weekly, and we work out together so we can motivate each other. We don't judge each other. We simply ask, what worked for you, what didn't? That gentle reflection keeps me grounded and motivated. Behavioral science also backs this up. Accountability increases follow-through by about 65% when paired with empathy rather than criticism. Step 7, rest is part of the discipline. In my 20s, I thought rest was lazy. Even now, you'll find so many YouTube videos that say, get out of your lazy girl era. However, in my 40s, I've learned that rest is actually part of the discipline. You see, if you burn out, you can't be consistent. Rest isn't an indulgence, it's maintenance. Studies show that sleep is directly tied to productivity, focus, and emotional regulation. Skipping that is like trying to drive a car without gas. So yes, going to bed on time is discipline. Saying no to one more Netflix episode is discipline. Protecting your energy is discipline. Step 8, track progress, not perfection. When I started journaling and using my planner to plan my day, I realized that I was doing way better than I thought. You see, discipline thrives on feedback, so write it down, check it off, even if it's messy. The brain loves visual progress. It releases dopamine, which reinforces the behavior. Remember, progress, not perfection. So here's the truth. Discipline in your 40s doesn't mean becoming a drill sergeant to yourself. It means building systems that respect your time, your energy, and your future. Discipline is not about control, it's about freedom. Freedom to live the life you actually want rather than being pulled by every impulse, every distraction, and every comparison. And if you just take one thing from this video today, then let it be this. Discipline in your 40s isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters more. And if you enjoyed this video, you should watch my video next where I talk about the 10 realistic habits that have the power to transform your life. See you in the next one.